welcome back to my channel. So for those who are subscribing to my channel for the first time or even watching it for the first time, so I'm Anmol and I live in Birmingham and I'm from India, and I'm in the UK since 2 years, and I moved here to pursue my masters in broadcast journalism, and I have officially graduated now. Let's go back. I arrived here in January 2021, and no, Feb 2021, and it's Feb 2023, so I'm officially completing my 2 years here in the UK. So I wanted to blog. I wanted to share my experience, how it has been for me, and yeah, everything. Let's see what I can talk about. So I have studied broadcast journalism, and journalism anyway is very exciting field because it's very outgoing. It's about people, so you will have to work on different stories about different people, different area interest. So it's like it's not a boring field. For me, it was like really interesting. Also, it was more interesting because I was a beginner here. I never had any experience in journalism before. So, you see the things for the first time. Like, I saw my first camera, my first studio, my first radio studio, TV gallery, everything for the first time. So, that made it more exciting. I was really like enthusiastic, and people around me and my professors could tell this because whenever I'll meet my professors, I was like, I don't want to waste this opportunity. I want to know everything what you have done in your whole life. While studying journalism in my college, I had this portal where I could borrow any cameras or any equipments, lighting, or anything I need to shoot my projects, like my assignment works. I will always go there, and if there's a new camera or there's a new lens or a gimbal or anything, like I literally borrowed every possible equipment from CVJ, and I used to go on weekend, and in my spare time I used to practice photography. I did little bit of YouTubing every now and then. I did bit of blog writing. It wasn't about perfection for me. It never was, it never is, but I am trying. I'm getting there. But it was more about trying and knowing things. So in that context, it has been amazing. And journalism, what you study? So I studied broadcast production for TV and radio. So in one semester I did TV, and in one semester I did radio. So usually you do radio first and then TV, but because we started in Jan, because the main intake starts here in September, so you do radio in September and then TV in Jan. So we did like opposite. We did TV first. So because my TV production module happened and during the COVID times, like things were open, but they opened it by the March, and half of the module by then was done. We couldn't get like so many things out of that module. We couldn't get to do the news days, which is very important part of doing journalism. But again, like that was just, I think, the one thing I have missed. Then the next semester started. By September it was amazing. Like I tried my hands in student radio, student TV platform. There was something called Trend TV in my university. I got to do a media internship. I shot my first documentary. I literally took almost 10 interviews for that particular documentary, and I traveled to London to shoot that documentary. So yeah, it wasn't about perfection, but it was about trying. And so in that context, I think I did a good job. But yeah, it has been a very good experience studying journalism. It's a really challenging field. It's a lot of hard work. Now it comes to weather and culture. Weather is really important. I'm sharing this from my personal experience. So I'll tell you how the weather works here. From March to August, it's good. Like you will get to see the sun. There would be light. There will be people who will out there. But from September to like this September to Feb, it's really dark. Like the sun sets at around 4 p.m. and it becomes really dark and gloomy. It's cold, so not everyone is out. There are not so many things happening as much things happens in like the summertime. So for me, I have spent 2 summers here, 2 winters. Probably it's my third winter here. It's my third. But anyway, weathers. I wanted to talk about weather particularly because I have experienced something called seasonal depression here, because it happened to me during the like end of the course, when in 2021, when I was like about to complete my module. But then I isolated myself. I didn't feel like talking to people, and I used to go a lot. I used to meet people. I used to go to university and be very excited about doing stuff. But then, yeah, it did hit me in like Christmas time and all those holiday period, because also it's a long holiday period here in December. And yeah, so I really wanted to say this: loneliness and cold is the real thing here. So you really need to keep a check. There's very the sunlight for like very less hours in afternoon, so make sure you go out at that time. There's a lot of help, like because you are obviously paying your NHS, so you can request therapy sessions, and like you can get extra mental health support in your university. I did that and it did help me. So yeah, be very mindful about that, because nobody talks about it really. If you're coming as a student, obviously you'll be all alone, and you will have friends here, but people are not hyper dependent on each other here. Like, people live very individualistic lifestyle here. People know each other. If you will call them, they will be there for you, few of your good friends. But everyone is busy. There are certain boundaries which you'll have to respect, and it's a good thing actually in a way. So yeah, it's a bit lonely journey. You will be alone if you're in if you're in any sort of problem, like financially, or you're not able to understand anything, or maybe you've lost your visa like me, I did. You'll have to deal with this lot of stuff in terms of documentation to figure out things. You will be dealing with every problem on your own, and you can share your problems with your family, but obviously it won't help much, because it will just stress them as well. Back in India, um, they won't be able to help you much here. uh, yeah. Now, since I have graduated, so let's talk about opportunities and like the work environment here. I did work as a student ambassador for my university for almost a year, and I have worked in a bunch of different departments like marketing, events, admission, in my journalism department. And one good thing I would like to point out here. So let's go back in 2021 when I came here. I applied for my first job, and I actually started YouTube. So when I applied for my first job, that lady, so they were my first employer, Sylvie and Paul, and they were super nice to me, and they even actually bought me a bike. But yeah, anyway, so she said she watched my YouTube channel, and that's how she knew that I could okay communicate, because it was a communication job. And anyway, so what my point is here: opportunities will lead to opportunity. I can't stress enough how important it is to volunteer, to attend events, to attend seminars, and basically to just be involved and being seen. I have done this thing a lot, and I'm like in a very good way. So that's how I got my first job. And then I applied for student ambassador. Again, they said they watch my YouTube channel. It's about, if you're putting efforts of doing things, people will see it and notice it, and one opportunity will lead you to another opportunity. So, what my point is, if you're putting efforts, people will literally respect that and value that, and will give you a chance. So make sure you are always trying something, even if you're not perfect at it. That's the best advice I can give it. Next thing, when it comes to permanent jobs, it's been a bit of challenge for international candidates, especially if you're in some creative backgrounds like mine. So I graduated in Feb 2022, right? Like, I completed the course, and then I did a job for like a London-based news agency called My London for 3 months, and I was able to secure that job after 2 months of my graduation. And I worked as a social media journalist for them, and yeah, it was a good experience. I got to learn so much about news, video editing, video production, script writing. More than that, I got to know what is important news here. News has been when it comes to Indian media, the way we capture news is very different. If you'll pick any other country, the news format, because what's important in one country is not necessarily important in other country. For example, here they've put a lot of emphasis on what the royal family is doing and the royal coverage. In India, we put a lot of importance in sports, particularly cricket and Bollywood. So it differs basically, but I got to learn the landscape here, media landscape, like what's important, what kind of news people are interested in, what kind of storytelling style they prefer, what kind of writing you do. Like if you'll pick BBC News, the way they write articles, and if you'll pick the Economist or the Times, the way they write the article is very different. So it differs from organization to organization, news outlets, and countries, and area of interest. Yeah, basically what my main point was, getting a full-time opportunity. It is a bit tricky for international students if you are in a creative field, but I won't say you won't get the job. You will get a job. I have many friends who have secured a permanent job. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to, because what happened, so in July I completed the contract and I wanted to take a little bit of break because I was literally continuously involved in the course, and then I started my first job. So I never had a like small break even, and in between 2 months also I was doing two internships, so I never had a like proper break. So I wanted to go to home for some time, and I planned to go for a month, but I had few health issues when I went back home. So I stayed there for, I ended up staying for almost 3 months. And when I came here in October, there was some things that didn't go very well in the UK. For example, right now this UK is really with cost of living crisis. There are certain economical challenges. Obviously the 3 PMs changed, so yeah, the economy right now is not doing that well. But again, having said that, I won't say that there are not jobs. There are so many jobs. It's really competitive, because if you're applying for a job in tech field, let's say, there has been so many unemployed people right now because of the layoffs which happened recently. They are also applying for the same jobs. So obviously if you are applying for a job, and if someone from Google is applying for that particular job, obviously I'm not saying they are necessarily the best, but obviously if they have more experience and expertise in that particular area, they will get the priority. So that's what is happening right now. There's something called competency based interviews. For one application there's around like 80-90 candidates. For like mainstream media like Evening Standard or BBC or Times, Daily Mail, for them there's around like 1500 candidates per application, so which is a lot of people. And obviously then you are anyway an immigrant. It's basically, my point is, it's a bit challenging making friends, meeting two new people. So for me it was really awesome. For initial 1.5 years I've met so many people, and I think it's very important you take the initiative to ask people out, because if you'll wait for that, okay, other people will come and they will ask you to be your friends, then no, it will not happen. Maybe because of people are busy as well. And then if wherever I will go, I will always try to know them, their culture, what they like, what they don't like. So I literally made so many friends in Nottingham, and they were like literally very supportive friends. So people here, everyone here comes with like very unique skill set and very unique experience, and you just need to respect them and you try to learn. They will teach you, obviously. For me, the things which have worked is being respectful, being modest, and just don't try to overdo it. Find the balance. Yeah, so that's what I have done in whatever the friendships I have made. But ever since I have graduated and I've moved to Birmingham, I think I have struggled to network. And I met recently a few of my friends from Nottingham, and I opened up to them as well that uh, it's very, everything you do here is energy consuming. Okay, so you'll have to be very mindful that where you are investing your energy, because obviously it's not that you'd have to just balance one thing. You have to balance your studies, your career, your personal finances, your mental health, your household chores, like oh my god, I haven't talked about that, but a major portion of your day will go in doing like household activities, which is cooking food. Obviously you will have to take care of 3 meals a day. You have to do go and plan your groceries for the week. You have to plan your laundry. You have to plan your finances. You have to plan everything basically by your own. So obviously you won't have like that much energy that you would be able to spend 100% in everything. Yeah, this was it. If you have enjoyed watching this video, please like, comment and share this video, and please subscribe to my channel and let me know if there's anything particular you're interested in knowing, so I'll vlog that as well. Thank you so much for watching.